The possession, you can see that Jamaica set up in their traditional 4-2-3-1 with Hayden and Bobby Reid in the pivot and Palmer playing as the number 10 with Dixon out wide. But then when we have the ball, you see a lot of rotation taking place. You will see the likes of Dixon now drifting more inside, Palmer drop back in the midfield to pick up the ball, and you will find Bobby Reid floating over to the right. And then Hayden will get some help in the midfield with an inverted Dexter Lemekista. And those guys, especially Palmer, Bobby Reid and Dixon, would keep the rotation going for the majority of the half. And it was causing problems, but the man that caused Bermuda the most problems tonight was actually Ronaldo Cephas. Look, we were all on his case about his performance in Curacao, or generally his performance as of late, and most people were the simples begging the baller once he dribbled past a man, just put in the cross. Well, tonight it is seeming completely here, you guys, and he was not going to disappoint. Almost from the first time he got the ball, I see him immediately look for a square into the box. That alone told me that he came here tonight with a different mindset. And so said, so done. Every time he beat his man on the dribble, go towards the byline, he has his head up much earlier and he put it in low crosses into the box. And of course, two of those resulted into some big time goals. And I'm especially happy for Shamar Nicholson to get that goal as well. In terms of how his performance was on the night, he got the goal, and honestly, he did decently with his all-up play, but more importantly, he did well as a figurehead in that formation and linking up the play with the rest of his attackers. I mean, Jamaica scored 4 goals tonight, but my favorite play of the night actually didn't result in a goal. It was actually this combination play by the forwards, which resulted into Dixon composing himself in the box, but unfortunately got his shot off the bar. That's the type of team ball I am sure majority of Reggae Boyz fans been crying out for so long. And of course, it's not much to say about our opposition. They were generally poor in that second part of that first half. They were blown away by this a better superior team, but I will give them credit. They came out in the second half and showed some pride and made things a little bit more interesting because of the halftime break was how many more goals Jamaica could be scoring. And we did eventually get one in that second half, as from another wonder kid where everybody wanted to see, which was Dujuan Whisper Richards, who came on and thrilled the crowd with some great skill and link-up play to clearly show that Craig Butler was actually very right when he said that this man deserved to be in the team. And yeah, I know it's only Bermuda, but if you can't tell that this guy oozes class, I am not sure he should be watching football. I mean, at one point, towards the end of the game, you had the entire stadium chanting Whisper. And when was the last time where anybody swayed the crowd like that at the National Stadium? But again, as I said, the performance wasn't perfect. There were still quite some issues. Again, going back to that first half, especially the early 20 minutes, there were times we were a bit sloppy on the ball, and Bermuda, if they were much more skilled and much more sharper, could have really punished us on the counter. We cleaned it up towards the end of the first half, of course, after we banged in a couple goals and Bermuda lost their confidence, but it's something we still have to be wary of, especially when we come to play the tougher teams in November. And then where the game was a bit so easy, especially in the second half, there's not much to say about those players apart from Whisper that came on in the second half. I felt Allen came in and played a role. Russell came in and looked pretty decent, while Anderson was showing some good movement in the middle of the park. Then we actually got a chance to see Campbell in his favorite left wing position, and he looked pretty okay, didn't do anything spectacular. Well, again, Whisper was still in the show at that time of the game. But yeah, that's practically it. It's not much to really analyze or read much more into this one. Bermuda is who they are, and we will face much sterner tests come November. But without thinking about all of that, I can definitely say it was an entertaining game by the Jamaicans. I personally felt they put on a show, and it was an enjoyable experience. And then, to put the cherry on top, Trinidad went down to Curacao and did us all a big favor. Despite losing the lead early in that match, Trinidad rallied and got the equalizer and almost even come close 1 and 2 times to finding a winner, which meant that the table now see us leading the group again with 9 points. Curacao is right behind us though with 8 points, and Trinidad in a bit of a distant third with 5 points, which means that we now control our destiny once again. We win our remaining 2 games and we are going back to the World Cup. it might not matter what happens in Trinidad. Once we beat Curacao in Kingston, we are all but guaranteed a place at next year's World Cup. But anyway, that's it from me, guys. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought of the team performance last night. Should we really not read too much into it because it was just Bermuda and you were not that happy or entertained by the performance? Let me know about your thoughts on Kaim Dixon as well as Dujuan Whisper Richards, who now give the coach headaches because now you have 3 capable right wingers in the same spot, especially when Leon Bailey returns. But otherwise, thank you all for watching, and please like, subscribe and share as we look to keep you all up to date on the Reggae Boyz leading up to that crucial, and I mean crucial, game here in Kingston against Curacao in November. Otherwise, for great Reggae Boyz content, you're already at the right place. Jump your fun. YouTube, big up yourself.